the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday morning, the 21st of January. I'm James Spann. Needless to say, some very interesting weather for our state with a chance of severe storms tonight, then a chance of snow late tomorrow and tomorrow night. So let's go in there and see if we can answer all your questions. Our big dynamic weather system coming out through the Great Plains states today. That's going to set the stage for the active weather here and a huge eastern U.S. snowstorm tomorrow and Saturday. There was a radar early this morning at 5:07. Rain was falling mainly over southeast Alabama. We'll see the chance of a little bit of light rain during the day today, but the big rains will come in here tonight. We are above freezing. No winter weather woes this morning. Birmingham 42. The cold spot is Fort Payne. They've got 34. But a pretty good chance we rise up into the mid-50s in most spots today. Around the nation, cold air covers much of the central and northern U.S., and that cold air begins to dive southward tomorrow, and we'll feel it. And just to the west, we have winter storm watches and warnings in effect. No advisories for our state, but Memphis, Oxford, Mississippi, they are under a winter storm warning. There's a winter storm watch down into Monroe County, Mississippi, right by the Alabama state line there. And there's a larger look at what we have across the country. Those areas in pink, those are winter storm warnings. Now, still got that blizzard watch for Washington, D.C. and Baltimore that will likely be upgraded later today. In the counties you see up in the Tennessee Valley of extreme North Alabama, that's a dense fog advisory from the Weather Service in Huntsville. Again, we have no winter weather advisories for the state at this point. But before we worry about snowflakes, have to worry about strong storms. This is the convective outlook for late today and tonight. There is now an enhanced risk of severe weather over southwest Alabama. This includes Clark, Choctaw, Washington, Mobile, and Baldwin counties. The standard slight risk runs up to Greene, Hale, and Perry counties, and a marginal risk up to Tuscaloosa and Bibb counties. And we'll take a detailed look at this in just a moment. And then tomorrow, we have the standard slight risk over parts of the Florida Panhandle. That would include Panama City and Apalachicola, and a marginal risk up to Troy and Abbeville and Andalusia in southeast Alabama. Now, this is the rain for the next 5 days, valid through Tuesday morning of next week. Some really big numbers. I mean, we're going to get some good rains in here. This is suggesting much of the state could see 2 inches of rain late today, tonight, and early tomorrow. And, of course, this is what everybody's talking about. It's the snow. This is the chance of greater than 2 inches of snow over the next 72 hours. And, obviously, the big numbers are centered up there in West Virginia, Maryland. That seems to be the bullseye for this thing. All right, let's go through the day-by-day process. This is today at noon off the GFS, the 06Z run at 500 millibars. You can see our big trough digging down into Texas, and down below that, a surface low begins to form north of Houston. And the rain for us will likely come later today. The morning should be dry, but a warm front will be moving northward across the state, extending from the surface low. And the question is, how north will that thing get? Well, let's take a look at the track. This is tonight at midnight. The surface low is still over central Mississippi. And remember, the severe weather threat will be primarily south of that. And this is 6 a.m. tomorrow. The surface low is basically over Pickens County and slightly under 1,000 millibars. And on that track, that sure seems to favor that southwestern part of the state with the greatest chance of severe weather. This is the instability tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, and there is a little bit, not a lot, but some surface-based cape in the warm sector of that storm. It doesn't take a lot in January for severe weather, but let's look at some of the severe weather parameters. First off, this is the storm relative helicity, and the really big numbers are up in the stable air over North Alabama. There's no risk of severe weather for the Tennessee Valley, but there is a fairly decent degree down in the southwestern part of the state. And that's where the best combination of instability and shear will be. This is the Energy Helicity Index. And I think that's a pretty good depiction of where your main chance of severe weather is going to be tonight. It is basically south of a line that those values over 1 unit are south of a line from near York down to Camden and Evergreen. And this is the STP, the significant tornado parameter. And again, over 1 unit down there in southwest Alabama. So really, I think the main risk will be from about Demopolis down to Mobile and Pensacola tonight. The odds of severe weather for Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, for Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, not zero, but not very high, and really no risk of severe weather, I'd say, for Anniston and Gadsden. So again, tonight we'll be watching for severe weather mainly over southwest Alabama, Demopolis down to Mobile. If you live in that part of the state, be sure you can get warnings because these could be some late night, after midnight warnings that you get. Now, this is tomorrow at noon. The surface low is over Cullman. We've got light rain here, and the rain begins to change to snow around Memphis and the Mississippi Delta. This is midnight tomorrow night. The surface low begins to reorganize on the coast of the Carolinas or North Carolina, and the rain will be changing to snow across our state. And understand, I think during the day tomorrow we have no problems. And remember, we're going to start the day early tomorrow morning in the low 50s. I mean, it's going to be pretty mild, and then we fall through the 40s during the day, reaching the 30s by evening. And that changeover probably will not happen now until, I'd say, after 6 o'clock for most of you. Maybe closer to 3 or 4 o'clock near the Mississippi state line. But I think for most of you, it's going to be after 6 o'clock. So the better chance of any snowflakes will be tomorrow night. No travel issues at all during the day, no impact during the day, just some light rain at times. And then this is Saturday at noon. The surface low is under 1,000 millibars down there near the mouth of Chesapeake Bay with a chance of lingering snow flurries. So the big question is, how much snow? This is the accumulation coming off the NAM, the North American Mesoscale model, and I think that's a pretty good depiction. For most of the northern half of Alabama, amounts are generally under 1 inch, but there could be a few spots with a little more, like up there, and you see this is suggesting maybe parts of DeKalb or Cherokee counties. And these are going to be snow showers, and the distribution will not be especially even, so across one town, you might get a half inch on one side and nothing on the other side, and somebody might see a little over 1 inch. This is coming off the National Digital Forecast Database from NOAA. This is from the Weather Service offices, and again, that's the big picture, and obviously the story is West Virginia and Northern Virginia, Maryland. Somebody's going to get 2 feet of snow up there. But this is coming from WPC, and I think this is a good public map. This is kind of what will show the masses today. Again, Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, less than 1 inch. Maybe flurries down to Montgomery. Northeast Alabama, maybe an inch or so. And this is just potential. And understand that, the weather doesn't read these maps. It's not going to follow these lines. This is just a guideline. Up in the Tennessee Valley, somebody might see an inch or two. And really, I don't think we go below freezing until maybe 10 o'clock tomorrow night or midnight tomorrow night. So really early Saturday morning is the main problem, with the chance of some icy patches. But I would not call this a high impact event, but anytime there's a flake or two, it's a big deal around here. All right, let's go back to the maps here. This is Sunday. Will be a warmer day. Saturday, we don't get out of the 30s. Sunday, we'll be close to 50. The sky will be sunny. We start the day well down in the 20s. Storm is winding down in the northeast. Monday, new surface low near Kansas City. Looks like Monday will be dry for us with temperatures in the 50s. And this is Tuesday. A cold front passes through with a chance of showers, nothing too heavy. And again, highs will be in the 50s. And then Wednesday, the rain is down to the southeast. We turn colder with highs dropping back in the 40s. And a week from today, this is Thursday the 28th. Looks just cool and dry. Low around 30. Highs will be in the 40s. This is the end of the forecast. Saturday the 30th. Big troughing in the west. And down below that again, that looks just cool and dry. Teleconnections, Arctic oscillation goes positive for a while. Maybe they'll shut down the really cold air. And the NAO goes positive. And that certainly suggests maybe a little warm up late this month, and you can see that reflected in the numbers, with potential for low 60s around the first part of February. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can, catch us this evening on the live stream or on television, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.